So it's back to it here for Newcastle United at Molineux, and I think the players and Eddie Howe will just be really keen to get back to football and back to controlling matters where they can the best, which is on the pitch. And for all the talk, for all the opinion pieces, for all the conversations about the power struggle, if you want to call it that, between Paul Mitchell and Eddie Howe, I think the fans will also be delighted to get back down here and get back to supporting the team. They've got that whole stand just across the way there, and basically Newcastle fans will be desperate to make it a really good environment for their team, and they've got a good chance to do that against the Wolves team, who have struggled. It will be tough. They conceded 6 goals here against Chelsea. Newcastle will be looking to plug a few of those gaps and hopefully pick up 3 points, and if they do, then it continues what's been a good start to the season. It kicks off a triple header of away games here at Wolves, Fulham and obviously Wimbledon in the Carabao Cup. So you don't want to talk about pivotal games too early in the season, but really if Newcastle can get through to the next round in the Carabao Cup and pick up 4 to 6 points on the 2 away games, then it really has been a fantastic start to the season. Obviously if they get eliminated from the Carabao Cup and they don't pick up a good quarter of points from these 2 Premier League games, then the conversation and the narrative becomes different, and then it becomes, it goes back to the politics of what's going on at Newcastle United, and really missing out on Mark Gahey, missing out on a winger. We'll see if that's going to have any major effect in the next few weeks. But as I say, looking on the positive side, Eddie Howe will be desperate to get his team on that pitch today. It's a really wet one here at where Wolverhampton's famous Molineux Stadium, and Newcastle will be looking to adjust to those conditions pretty quickly in the game, but ultimately they're back to it. The away days are back, and Newcastle United looking to stay unbeaten in the Premier League season. Well, there's certainly no shortage of drama when Newcastle United are involved, and I think we've seen that today here at Molineux. Newcastle United packing 2 very different halves into one game, but ultimately Eddie Howe, in a week where there's been so much talk about politics and power and who holds all the cards at Newcastle, well, Eddie Howe as manager does have a lot of power, and he exercised that today. The first half, Newcastle did dominate possession early on. They hit the post, but then sloppily slipped 1-0 behind here, and the second half Wolves could have actually grabbed another one, but at half time making 3 substitutions. Eddie Howe bringing on Harvey Barnes was key. Joe Willock played his part as well, and then later Kieran Trippier also coming on, but ultimately the difference the substitutions made, and you can include Sandro Tonali in that, were there for all to see. And 2 cracking goals really. I know Fabian Schürr's effort took a deflection, but it doesn't matter. It got Newcastle back in the game at 1-1 and set the stage for Harvey Barnes to curl home a wonderful goal. It's been a weekend of unbelievable strikes, but Newcastle have won it here 2-1. You can park the political debate for a bit longer. Newcastle have won 3 important points here. Eddie Howe showed that he holds the cards in many ways at Newcastle United, and they've won here 2-1 at Wolves. Very important win for Newcastle United. So all's well that ends well here at Molineux. Newcastle United picking up that big win today, 2-1 here, takes them up to 3rd. It's one of the best starts in nearly 3 decades in the Premier League in terms of points. So here Newcastle United find themselves in one of those Champions League positions. It's going to be very much required this season for Eddie Howe to make sure that Newcastle United do end up back in Europe's Premier competition. We know what happened last season. At the end, it wasn't deemed good enough by the owners, but I think ultimately now Newcastle fans will feel that this team is fighting for Eddie Howe. I think if you look at the pitch in the dressing room after the game as well, performance director James Bunt's appearing on it. So a sign there that Eddie Howe is prepared to work with the people he has around him. And I think today really kind of just, if not silenced any talk that there's a crisis at the club, it certainly shelved it, at least for another week. And Newcastle United picking up those 3 important points. As I said before the game, it is the start of a kind of pivotal period for Newcastle. They've got Fulham away next weekend, then they go to Wimbledon in the Carabao Cup. I mean, today picking up 3 points, puts them in a great position. They'll want to go to Fulham and win, but I said before the game, 4 points from 6 would be a great return in the Premier League, and obviously getting through to the next stage of the Carabao Cup. And Newcastle United looking good to do at least that at the moment. Great start to those 3 away games, I thought, today. But where do you start to pick the bones from that? I think first half, really, those substitutions were needed. It looked sluggish from Newcastle. Interestingly, the players that weren't on international duty looked the most sluggish in that game, and Eddie Howe proven that he's got real options, that he can change things if he sees fit, and he certainly saw fit to do so at half time. And rather than scrutinising the players that went off, let's look at the players that came on. I mean, Sandro Tonali showed good battling determination in the middle, could have got on the score sheet himself, just gave Newcastle something different. Eddie Howe said in his press conference, I wanted a different energy, and he certainly got that with Sandro Tonali coming on. A real game changer in the engine room. Harvey Barnes, what can you say about Harvey Barnes? The big money signing last summer. He came to Newcastle, he had injury problems. We've seen glimpses of what he could do last season, certainly with his unbelievable ability to get important goals, and we saw it again today. But first and foremost, you look at Joe Willock also bringing energy to the field. Kieran Trippier came on as well. I thought that was important. It helped steady the ship. Newcastle were losing when he came on, remember. Didn't have anything big in terms of assists today, but certainly influence on the pitch, we certainly saw that. But yeah, Harvey Barnes scoring that cracking goal, curling home. We've seen it before from Harvey Barnes. This time, this one was unstoppable, and it made Newcastle, it put Newcastle in a position where they had the ability to go on and win this game, gave them something to hold on to. Before that, we'd seen Fabian Schär score that deflective goal. It looked like an absolute wonder goal from the stands. Then we saw the replay, took a little nick off Dawson and went into the top corner. But hey, he'll take anything you can get when you're 1-0 down at a place like this, because there'll be teams that come here and get absolutely nothing. So Newcastle have calmed the storm down. They've made sure that they go into that game at Fulham next week in good spirits. Eddie Howe absolutely delighted in his press comments after the game. And now it's all about staying in that top 3. How long can Newcastle stay in there? Can they do it for the whole season? Let's hope they can. They need to get back into Europe. You're going to really see what it means to be in Europe this week with the new Champions League starting, the new revamped Champions League. Newcastle wanted to be there. They're not. They're nowhere near it. They can certainly get there next season though, and this is a real opportunity to be a building block to move forward. Newcastle winning 2-1 here today against Wolverhampton Wanderers at Molineux.